My name is Blair Barnes, and I'm an industrial designer. I've been an industrial designer for about 27 years now. For us, material choice is pretty much metal. We have played in the past with putting plastic in products, particularly for comfort and handles and those kinds of things, but usually the consumer doesn't want plastic in the product at all. And so it's less about the material choices that we make, it's about how we form the material. So how can we make metal comfortable? It could be the finish that we apply to the product, but it's mostly about how we form the metal pieces to make them very comfortable and make them useful. We make multi-tools, and those multi-tools have to address a lot of different needs, and identifying those needs at the front end of the process is really important. A recent project that we completed for the military, the number one thing on the QFD was it had to be Batman. And that wasn't something that we created, it was actually something that the military personnel created. They said if the tool isn't really Batman, then an 18-year-old isn't going to pick it up and use it. When we do things like the action sports products, we've put in features that are specific to the user group, but we also recognize that one of the things, at least in the current marketplace, that people like to do in these action sports categories is have things on them. Action sports is all about expression, individual expression. It's not a team sport, and so identifying those individuals and getting with them and then being able to satisfy their needs is really important. When I do research, I often get with consumers, and these people I think are tool experts, but oftentimes I can point out something in the tool that is a feature that they hadn't realized was there. And oftentimes when I tell them about this feature, they'll say, oh wow, I could have used that. There are a lot of situations when Leatherman tools save the day, and that kind of feedback really informs the way that we relate to the end consumer, and also how we relate to the little features that we put into the tool to prepare them for the expected and unexpected. You know, for instance, now one of those trends is maker culture. So we're doing a lot of things around maker culture. We're looking at how tools are used. You know, not everybody is going to go out and spend money on a MakerBot, but they're still interested in making things. So our tools will address those needs for makers. When we go out and research with those people, we identify people who are living that kind of lifestyle, and then we get with them to test out the form and the function of the product to see if it meets their needs, to see actually also if it excites them. It's a lot easier to either design something that's really utilitarian and the form of it sort of emanates from the utilitarian nature of the product, or go the other way and make something that's really beautiful and its function is secondary to the form. But here it's really 50-50, and that holding those two things in equal amounts is a very interesting thing for an industrial designer.